and that is going to be the very much in the COVID-19. This photocatalyst, heterogeneous photocatalyst has also been. There is oxidation products, some green methods to protect from COVID-19 and from other. This is the very much important in order to have. This is very common, and in order to have COVID-19, see, we are afraid of buying vegetables from hither and thither. Now, what to do at home? We say that the vegetable comes, the COVID-19 comes in our house and something like that. But how to protect that? Wash the vegetable and fruits. How to reuse masks, including 95 other masks. How to reduce fin cooler. These are some green method to protect from COVID-19 and insects. How to reduce risk of COVID-19 infection more than 90%. Let's have a look at it. See, green application of how to wash the vegetable. Prepare approximately 8 to 10% solution of NaCl. First, wash the vegetable and fruits in fresh water. Then submerge the salt water from 5 to 10 minutes. Then again wash with fresh water. Possibly 5 to 10 minutes the fresh water will get this. Hello? It's coming, sir? How to use mask? We can spray more than 70% alcohol thoroughly on mask surface outside. I can show you after this representation the mask, how to reuse the mask. How to reduce false vessel. If the cooler is made up of plastic, you can add 1 kg salt in water tank. It will kill all bacteria and microbes. Mosquito will not develop. No need to replace water for many days. We can use that. This is green. How to reduce risk of? Do gargles daily with the salt water before sleep. Must do gargle 2 to 5% salt water when returned from outside. These are the basic things which we have to do in order to avoid the COVID-19 at home and stay safe. That we have done. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. It is visible or no? Hello, sir.
Yes, yes.
Yes, sir, that's all about. I'm coming to the stop sharing.
Yes. Dr. Khan has Dr. Khan has given reference to second law of thermodynamics. In short, according to him, waste will be there. That only can be minimized, but not and also suggested to minimize hazardous products. Thank you very much, Dr. Khan. Thank you very much. Now, last but not least, rather very important, Professor Dr. Rajat Samvad, MSc Biochemistry, PhD, post-training at USA in 96 to 97 and USA 2003 to 4. Dr. Samvad is working as Department of Biochemistry in University, having 26 years of research experience. His publications are 180, very good number, and citations are 4,000. That is only 5,000. That is good number. He has been by Fellow of India Neuroscience. Yeah, yeah, and various other in the he has two are national and the whole total health. He is a member of international organization in Academy of Neuroscience and various other organizations. In short, he is a very decorated profile. We are very much happy Professor Sandhir as a person for this event. As a research work of Professor Sandhir is close to our topic, we expect a bit more from him. Now, I request Professor Sandhir to come his
Hello. Good afternoon. Am I audible?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. So I would like to thank first of all the Rajendra Mishra College for giving me this opportunity to share some of my thoughts on this topic. I would say this is my first lecture that probably is happening in Bihar, and I think it is an honor for me to share some of my thoughts, and that too, this lecture is in a virtual world, and the COVID has taught us a lot of things, and there's a bigger challenge from COVID. I'm not a. Where is the logo for share screen? Because I want to share my presentation with you.
So just click on present now.
Okay. Your entire screen. Okay, got it. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, how is it going? सुमित जी थोड़ा प्रॉब्लम दूर कीजिए सर का
जी जी जी
हो गया प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व हो गया सॉल्व
ओके
हेलो सुमित जी
अब दिखाई दे रही है मैं स्लाइड्स दिखाई दे रही हैं
यस यस सर यस दिखाई दे रही है
So I titled this talk as COVID-19 pandemic impact on the environment. So we are all familiar with this virus and the challenges this virus has posed. I don't know how many people in the audience are from biology background, but this beautifully looking virus, you see there is an envelope protein, there is a membrane protein, spike protein, nucleocapsid protein, which encloses the RNA. This is the RNA containing virus. And so it is lipid as well as protein and nucleic acid that is this virus is all about. And I think since the topic is COVID-19, so probably you are familiar with why this virus is called COVID, because it comes from novel coronavirus disease, and it is a severe acute respiratory syndrome kind of viruses which came few years back and which caused common cold. There was another virus that came in 97 called Middle East Respiratory Syndrome. So these coronaviruses are not something that is new. They have been coming, but this time the spread is more because the virus has been infecting more number of people. And so if you all probably followed, it originated from Hubei province in China in December 2019. And it is a pandemic that is impacting all parts of human society. And Interestingly, this virus is very small, 120 nanometer strand of RNA, which weighs 0.85 attograms, 10 raised to power minus 18 grams, and you see it has brought humankind to its knees. घुटने लगा दिए सारे वर्ल्ड के, हम कह सकते हैं हिंदी में. 70 billion viruses that would make a virus sick. So that means you need only 0.00006 zeros and 5 grams of virus to make a person sick. 2 grams would infect 4 million humans. The world has turned upside down and will never be the same again. So we will all be changing because of this virus. The way we live, the way we meet, the way we interact, it's all going to change. Even the education mode has all changed because of this virus. The global spread. 2 crore people have been infected with this virus. We have almost 7 lakh deaths in world over, and the numbers are increasing every day. And this is the data a week back. And if you look at data from today, these are the numbers of cases in the world. Number of casualties in the world is almost 7.5 lakhs. Look at the cases in India, almost touching 25 lakhs. And deaths almost touching 50,000. And if you look at the data, India has the highest number of COVID positive patients in August in the world so far. So in India, the numbers are escalating, which is a sign of worry for all of us. And I want to point out that this figure particularly, the red line indicates the graph for India. You see the numbers of COVID cases are increasing in India dramatically. And this is the data almost 1 month back. You can see this graph is still showing, the red graph is still showing strong surge. Look at the other interesting thing, Korea. They had cases, the green graph is for, the green line is for Korea. They had more number of cases in March, but look at where they kept the graph flat, and now you look at the numbers, their numbers are declining. So what did Korea do differently? Korea was aggressively testing people and tracing them and then treating them. So they learned it from Middle East corona disease that came in 97. They lost a lot of people during that time. After that, they learned how to handle this virus. And the problem with a country like India is we cannot go for that kind of testing. And that is a challenge for all of us because we are a huge country with a lot of people and the population is also very high. So look at this data also. I'm just trying to sensitize that there is a problem when it comes to this virus. It is predicted that by February 2021, we will have 2.87 lakh cases per day, which is very high. Look at the number of cases the US will have, South Africa would have, Iran would have, and Indonesia would have. Our numbers are expected to increase, and we see that a couple of months back, we were seeing numbers in thousands. Now we go to almost, we are going to be touching 1 lakh cases a day in a month or 2 months, I would say. This figure, ये पिक्चर सबने अपने घर के आसपास देखी होगी. हम ये कह सकते हैं पेंडेमिक ने दुनिया को बिल्कुल रोक दिया, और ये इंडिया की पिक्चर है, पर वर्ल्ड सारे में ही ऐसा ही हुआ है कि सारी जो दुनिया है एकदम स्टैंड स्टिल पे आ गई. और उसके बाद हमने सोचा कि कितनी देर चीज़ों को बंद कर सकते हैं. Economy, there are economic constraints, there are so many other things that would come into picture. You cannot stop the world forever. So although COVID gave us a shock, nobody thought in February or March that we will all be going through this. It has given a shock to health system. We were not prepared to deal with this kind of eventuality. Economics, we never thought that whole of the industry would come to standstill, government would come standstill. But we need to understand how do we come back from this. I think the silver is humanity will come back from this virus, and we will emerge from this crisis very soon, and we will have equitable, sustainable world. And everybody is trying to come up, how do we deal with this challenge? And we need to be very, very creative in this time. We need to be innovative. I think you have seen examples of innovation from India where we've converted our rail coaches into makeshift hospitals, university campuses, hostels into isolation centers, and a lot of other things. We did not have capacity to make masks for the country. but suddenly we could scale up these. We were doing almost 5-10,000 tests a day. Now we are doing almost 8 lakh tests a day. So you look at how, and the cost of the kit was 4,600. Now the cost of the kit is coming down to almost 300 or 200 rupees. This is where we all need to come together and come up. And in research also, we have to come up with something which is really relevant and which is useful for society. And now, at this moment, COVID is a challenge for the humanity. So we all need to focus our energy towards dealing with this crisis. Anyway, COVID has impacted healthcare, economy, education. We are all experiencing how it has impacted education. Education institutions are still closed. We are into online kind of education modes, and we know there are challenges with online education. It has impacted tourism, environment, agriculture, entertainment industry. Bollywood is impacted. I don't think the film actors would get that much of money if we don't have theaters coming back in action. So I'm going to talk
Sir,
about mainly one thing today.
excuse me,
Yes.
sir. Kindly share screen again, sir. It's gone.
Okay. Okay. Is it visible? Hello.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Now it's okay.
Okay.
Yes.
So I'm going to focus on environment only for today's lecture because of time constraints. But every dimension of humanity has been impacted by this virus. And when we talk of environment, there have been positive as well as negative things related with the environment. And look, I think we all have close encounters with whatever I'm going to share with you. Carbon emissions have been down significantly. Then waste, there's a new challenge with the waste. I'm going to talk about that in a minute. There are challenges with energy. There are challenges with wildlife and habitat. I'm going to start with this part of the story, wildlife, life and habitat. How did we get this virus, first of all? There are diseases called zoonotic disease, which come from animals. So there are viruses that will stay with animals. There are viruses that will stay with humans, and we do not want this process to be bidirectional. Virus going from animals to humans or humans to animals, and we probably know that it was there in news that this probably originated from bats in China. And pangolin is another animal where it is suspected. But some people still believe this virus came from escaped from a lab in China. So all these theories are still being debated. We don't know what exactly is happening, but yes, this interface between animal and human is important when we talk about any disease that emerges new, and that is what is novel coronavirus, because it was not existent in humans, came from animal species. And why does it come from animal species? The reasons for this is when we cut jungles, deforestation and other land use changes would disturb the habitat of wild animals. Then illegal, poorly regulated wildlife trade. You capture the animal from wild and then take it, sell it. There is an interface that humans will have. This is another possibility from where you can have the virus. Then you are using a lot of antibiotics. These antibiotics will also create resistance, and that's one more reason for this. Climate change also contributing to this. If there are trees being lost, you know it will impact the wildlife, and there is a possibility that the animals would move out from jungles into the cities. And then intensified agriculture and livestock production. When you're working close to livestock, cattle, or you're working closer to the poultry, there's a possibility that there is a zoonotic disease can emerge. And if you look at this H1N1, we knew that these all came from this intensified livestock production that happened. Anyway, look at one. This is an interesting picture. I would like to just highlight on two of these bigger circles, bats and rodents. Look at the number of viruses these species have. They have maximum number of viruses compared to any of the other species. That means they are reservoirs for zoonotic viruses. So anywhere we disturb this chain between rodents and bats, there is a possibility that you will have viruses, new viruses emerging. So these are more, I would say, we need not disturb the niche for bats as well as for viruses, for rodents. Rodents means rats and animals like rats. And look at, if you compare it with a number of these species on in the earth, you'll see maximum virus load is present in the humans because we are higher in number compared to any other species in the world. So that means if a virus comes from bats to humans, we will probably spread it more than anybody else in the world. This is a complicated graph which says network showing wild and domesticated virus species. What I want to say in this graph is that all viruses have a network. That means these viruses are all connected to each other. From different species, the viruses are all connected. So if we disturb one of the virus species, there is a chance that this one species, the virus would get into the other species. So they are very closely networked. So we need to respect the niche of each of these viruses. So you can see some of the viruses are very, very close, and some of them would be in domestic animals, some in bats, some in rodents. I emphasize some of them are in primates. That might affect humans if we disturb their niche in whatever way. And we knew we were not ready to deal with this kind of eventuality. Never in our lives we thought we will be encountering such a thing. Anyway, this is what is the nutshell message I'm trying to say. Humans, livestock, peri-domestic wildlife, we are all interacting with them, but there is a possibility that these viruses can also come from all these different kind species that we interface with. Anyway,
Sir,
yes,
screen share stop again, sir.
okay.
I mean, present again, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Screen is coming, not screen is coming. See, na, there is a problem with low.
I think if someone present, I mean, if sir is presenting, then if other person present, then sir, I mean,
Okay. Okay.
it's a stop.
Can you see?
Yeah, okay now, sir.
Yeah,
Thank
what's
you.
Yes.
happening is, so you can see these viruses are present in different animals. We're talking about spillover of this virus from any of these species to humans, and this red graph is indicating humans. Is it visible now? I think it's lost, maybe. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Okay.
visible.
So you can see once the spillover of this virus comes from any of these species into humans, humans will amplify this virus and then spread this virus all over the world. And this is what has happened during this current pandemic. Anyway, look at this representative picture. This is a chicken farm. You can see while the persons are working in this chicken farm, there is a possibility that virus from this chicken farm can come, infect certain humans, and then can spread to other humans. And that's what we saw was some of these viruses that came in the recent past from chicken or poultry viruses. Anyway, how can we prevent the risk? One is we can carry out clean agriculture. That means don't prevent the pathogens right at the poultry stage. Then best way to do next thing would be to carry out surveillance, detect any kind of virus that is there early on. Surveillance can be done. Then you can also prevent by preventive vaccination. But if all these things have failed, then we only have therapeutic vaccination available, and therapeutic vaccination, we are all waiting for the vaccine to come, and this involves high cost. Let's say there is a vaccine available also. How many people will be able to get this vaccine? And you might have followed the news. Indian government has said, it is the responsibility of state governments to buy the vaccine. That means we probably will not be able to vaccinate each and every person in a short time. So this becomes high cost and limited availability feature. Then there are culling. One option with the birds was culling. You can't do culling in this present scenario because the infection is now traveling within the humans. Had it only been coming from bats to humans, we could have culled some of the bats and prevented infection. Culling means मार दो जितने जानवर हैं उनको मार दो जिनसे इन्फेक्शन आ रहा है. बर्ड्स में अगर वो पोल्ट्री से आ रहा होता तो पॉसिबल था, पर जब ह्यूमंस में स्प्रेड हो गया, you can't do anything. So that means only option with us is vaccination now. That is therapeutic vaccination. And let's talk about other things that have impacted the environment. Because of less domestic air traffic and there is a decrease in carbon dioxide, positive things of, I would say, the pandemic. And there is decreased traffic congestion. You all probably have seen this. And this has given positive impact to the environment. The air has been cleaner. And this picture I wanted to share, maybe some of you have seen this. This was Delhi before pandemic. This is Delhi after pandemic. See how the air quality was improved. Then, if you look at, we saw a lot of species of animals were seen in the cities or in the environment. In India, people saw stag ran in Dehradun. There were puma that was seen in Santiago. There were a lot of other. There was one of the species of animals that was seen in England after 150 years. Less cars on the roads. People are not moving that much because night curfew that is still in place in places like Chandigarh. Anyway, this is a picture. Maybe some of you have seen better pictures than this. I've just brought one picture to illustrate that the nature was reclaiming its space. You could see more birds chirping in the mornings during the lockdown. We saw more flowers. That means it was probably air quality was improving. The birds felt more comfortable moving into cities. Anyway, there are other challenges also that COVID has generated. One is you will have more trash, medical waste. The kind of mask everybody wearing mask and posed off, we know it is a challenge for all of us. And then there's more e-commerce. E-commerce means more packaging. That means more packaging means you need to X more number of trees. That's also a challenge that is there for all of us. Anyway, this is a picture there were other bad pictures I could have brought, but this is what is seen on a beach. People have thrown masks, latest gloves after using them once. And this will be another challenge after getting rid of plastic. We were shifting from plastic to glass bottles, and now we are going back to plastic because people are worried about spreading the disease through water and other means of contamination. Anyway, this is the real data of nitric dioxide concentrations from France and Italy. Left picture is before lockdown. Right picture is after lockdown. You can see how drastic is the reduction of nitric oxide after lockdown. So there have been positive things on the environment after the lockdown has happened. Another bad thing, we would expect people to think of alternative sources of energy so that the environment is cleaner. Look at 55% of solar workers have already been laid off. That means they are without jobs because the industry doesn't have money to pay them off. So we see worse also happening. 34,000 jobs have been lost who were just working in alternative sources of energy. So look at this. This is the kind of jobs that have been lost. Energy efficiency jobs, 69.8 thousand jobs. Renewable energy, 16.5 thousand jobs have been lost. Clean vehicles, these number of jobs have been lost. And grid and clean energy storage, 4.3% jobs have been lost. And this is the data from March 2020. We'll see this number going down, although we all feel that we need to spend more energy onto this energy efficient renewable energy in this present era. Anyway, long-term implications of the pandemic are far-reaching, from economy to governance, from healthcare to education and environment. But I would say the crisis has its own risk, but it is also accompanied by opportunities. And we say when the storm passes, dust settles, and the new world will come stronger. And we expect post COVID-19, the world will be more resilient and sustainable. And we all need to put efforts so that we have more sustainable sources of energy and even technologies which are sustainable and environment friendly. And this will, and what we need to do is we need to use this as an opportunity to harness all energy that we can have and convert this into positives for the society. And I would like to share this with you by a quote by Charles Darwin. It says, "It is not the strongest of the species that survives, not the most intelligent, but the one which is most adaptable to change." This is the time in our lives when we've seen adaptation coming to all of us. And we all need to understand change according to the needs. And hopefully it is not over, but humanity. And thank you all for your attention. I'm done with my presentation.
Hello, Ghanshyam ji, please.
Post COVID-19, the world will be more. Thank you very much, Professor Dr. Sandeep, for your valuable and intensive speech and suggestions for us. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
Do you have now? It's the hour for questions. If any participant has question or any queries, he may raise his. I am requesting our resource persons to satisfy them. Please, sir. Okay. Come on with question.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Sir, I have one doubt only.
Yes, please.
This is actually RNA virus. The COVID-19 is a RNA virus.
Yes.
And everyone saying that the company is making the vaccine against the RNA virus. So is it possible to make a vaccine? Because RNA virus is very highly mutate virus. It can mutate every time like that. So it is possible to make a vaccines against it?
Question.
Hello, sir. I am audible. My question is registered.
Sir, from whom you are asking this question?
I am Dr. Chandra from BNMU College, Madhepura.
Sir, who has to answer? From whom you are asking the question? From which?
I let him go. I will.
आपका प्रश्न किससे संबंधित है? किनसे हमारे रिसोर्स पर्सन में किससे संबंधित है आपका प्रश्न?
अभी खत्म हुआ है जिनका लेक्चर
नाम सुने होंगे ना? प्रोफेसर रजत रणधीर was speaking.
Not specified in name. Yes. Dr. Sandhir. Yes. Professor Sandhir. Professor Sandhir, sir.
Recently, they have finished the lecture regarding the spread of the COVID the virus to animal to the human.
Yes, Dr. Khan, please, yes. Answer this question. Is it possible to make vaccine for this virus?
Yes, sir.
Can I
Is it possible to make vaccine?
it possible to make?
How, sir? Because this is RNA virus. RNA virus is also having the potential to mutate every time.
RNA virus biochemistry, Rajat, Dr. Rajat can tell the exact thing, because we are out of touch from the biomedical science.
Okay, sir. Because there is a very huge and cry everywhere that the virus.
RNA virus can be made, or whatever it may be. I think Dr. Rajat can tell you the proper answer about this.
Yes, Mr. Satyendra Kumar, as per my experience, it will be certainly invented, sir.
Research are going on. Let's see which
Is
virus.
not. Yes. Other buddies, other new questions?
Okay, sir. No any questions. Sir. Can ask other questions.
Sir, Professor Randhir is not on the web, so you can ask questions from our Honorable A.M. Khan Sahab and
हमारा ठीक है ना?
A.K. Jha Sahab. It is related to A.M. Khan scheme and Professor A.K. Jha scheme. You can ask.
Any questions?
Dr. Rajat Sandhir sir,
More
joined.
questions?
Dr. Rajat Sandhir has joined. You can ask questions from him.
Oh, yes. Dr. Sandhir, yes.
Yes.
Dr. Sandhir. Professor Sandhir, sir, please.
Thank you.
A question is, a participant is asking, this is RN virus.
Yeah, this
Can I
is
ask
Anand.
a question?
RN virus. Is it possible to make a vaccine for it, sir? He is asking.
Can you repeat the question again?
Yeah, sure. My
Yes,
question.
repeat. Satyendra Kumar.
Yes, sure. My question is very simple, sir. Everywhere in the all over the world, uh, people are saying that we are making the virus, we are making the vaccine against this virus, and we are all are knowing that this is a RNA virus, and we are also knowing that it is very impossible to make a vaccine against the RNA virus. And as you are saying in your PPT also, that this virus can be spread all over the world, it become a pandemic like that. But we are knowing that the RNA virus is always mutating. So it is very impossible to make the vaccine against it. So is it possible to make the vaccines or not? Otherwise, it is just like economic aspects or just making the money all over the world. So this is a question actually I'm asking.
You asked a very relevant question.
Yeah.
And I will answer you by saying what you said. Your concerns are all justified. We have vaccines available against influenza, and every year, American government recommends that people take influenza vaccine, and we've seen that vaccine fails in a lot of people. So there is a challenge in having a vaccine against any of the RNA virus, and we are hoping that we might be able to get a successful vaccine. We are not sure, but their efforts of the world community is to find a perfect vaccine. So I don't know if anybody can succeed in getting the vaccine. Whosoever gets vaccine, their economic considerations, the country's economy would boom like anything. And influenza vaccine, it's being sold at $10 a dose, and Americans do buy it. And I don't know how effective is it to prevent the spread, but if it saves some people will still use it. So there is a hope. I don't know whether we can just build on the hope, or we will have to wait for herd immunity to be there for people to prevent spread of this virus and reduce the casualties.
Thank you, sir. Thank
This-
you. The another question is, sir, what is the relevance of lockdown? Is it okay to make the lockdown all over the world? Because it is very it is common that influenza virus, H1N1 virus, the other virus also has came in India or all over the world. But the lockdown is also relevant. It is okay for that, or only India that it is making sake of
See,
afraid
I
of.
will I will answer your question by saying that we are still learning about this virus. You see, every third day we see something new coming up for this virus. Now they're saying if you're in open area, surfaces are also not a risk. If you're in a closed area, it is a risk. So I would say that lockdown only was to slow down the spread. It has not helped us that much. Only positive thing of lockdown is we could develop the infrastructure. Otherwise, if we talk about number of casualties would still be the same at the end of the day. Spread. And that was all. It is just lockdown was able to achieve. But if you go back to Spanish flu in 1918, it was able to contain the virus by lockdown. So I think this is what my take is on this.
Okay. Okay, sir. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yes, I think question our
If there are no more questions, can I leave? Hello.
Is there any more question? I think there is network problem, sir.
Yeah, that's okay. That is okay. That is.
Organization.
yes, no more question now.
Thank you.
Now
Thank
I
you.
will like to request our head of department of chemistry, Professor S.K. Jha, to come with his concluding remarks and vote of thanks. Professor Jha is an eminent scholar of chemistry, especially physical chemistry, having 37.
Thank you, Dr. Ghanshyam Chaudhary. Respected patron,
There is
Professor
a voice
Dr.
glitch, sir. There is a voice glitch. There is a voice glitch.
Thank you, Dr. Ghanshyam Chaudhary. Respected patron, Professor Dr. G. Dwivedi. Honorable VC BNU Madhepura. Respected Chairperson Dr. A.K. Misra, RM College, Saharsa. Respected resource person, Professor Dr. R.K. Burma, Honorable VC University of Munger. Resource person 2, Dr. A.K. Jha, Associate Professor, University Department of Chemistry, TMBU, Bhagalpur. Resource person 3, Dr. A.M. Khan, Associate Professor, Department of Chemistry, Motilal Nehru College under Delhi University. Resource person 4, Professor Dr. Rajat Sandhir, FIAN, FABS, Department of Biochemistry, Punjab University, Chandigarh. Now, firstly, I would like to say about relevance of green technology during COVID-19. The worldwide disruption caused by the COVID-19 pandemic has resulted in numerous impacts on the environment and climate. One of the most important impact is undoubtedly the carbon emission pollution-free environment, and second most important is largest hole in ozone layer heals itself amid coronavirus lockdown. And this is very surprisingly, people are also taking interest in agriculture during lockdown for healthy and pure food. Even the Ganga Yamuna river is also polluted today, and it's big deal for us. Now all the resource person delivered a very fabulous, outstanding and advantageous speech regarding to relevance of green technology during COVID-19. Thanks to all of you very much for your valuable time. Thanks to Resident and Serving Vice Chancellor BNU Madhepura. Thanks to dynamic and energetic Principal RM College, Saharsa. Thanks to knowledgeable teachers of Chemistry Department, Dr. G. Chaudhary Anchor, Dr. M. Jha, Dr. B. Misra, Professor Dr. N. Chaudhary, Dr. R. K. Jha, Dr. A. Kumari, Dr. S. Kumar, and especially Dr. Sanjeev Kumar Jha, MLT College, Saharsa. Colleagues, guests, media persons to participate in national webinar to held at RM College, Saharsa. Thanks you all. Jai Hind.
Thanks, sir. Thanks.
Thank you all of you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
घनश्याम जी, प्लीज।
जी सर।
हाँ,
जी सर।
प्लीज। हाँ, घनश्याम जी,
फीडबैक का थी, हमने बुझलू।
आप लोग किया जाए।
Yes, sir, please. Send feedback.
फीडबैक फॉर्म लेके उनको आप समाप्त किया।
Could I leave now?
Yes, yeah.
Feedback, sir, please.
साहब, thank you. Thank you. Brother साहब,
Thank you.
Thank you for the cooperation.
Thank you, Principal sir.
Thank you.
Thank you all of you.
Thank you all. If any point or the delegates, they can say anything. Thank you, Jha sahab.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you all of you, sir.
सर, किन्हीं को अगर कोई हो वो कर सकते हैं डेलीगेट्स को कुछ इससे संबंधित सर्टिफिकेट उनको भेज दिया जाएगा मेल से ही। आप कह दें घनश्याम जी, प्लीज टेल देम, सबको कह दें जो आपका सर्टिफिकेट आपको मेल से प्राप्त हो जाएगा।
Yes.
हाँ,
ठीक है। Your
और इसको समाप्त किया
certificate will be emailed.
हाँ। After receiving the feedback,
Certificate of participation will be emailed to you. All of you, please.
ठीक है, thank you.
Kindly send feedback.
Thank you all of you.
Yes, sir.
We can quit. Thank you, Parmeet. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, my principal. my head of
Fine, fine.
department, all participants. Shaleshwar ji, I am seeing you.
Yes, yes.
Rajendra Rao, I am seeing you. Yes, Rajiv Kumar Jha, I am seeing you. Thank you,
Sir,
you. Thank you for joining. Yes, Tej Pathak ji, thank you for joining us.
Sir,
Thank you to all. Okay, now more in next seminar, sir. Webinar.
Okay.
सर क्लोज कर देंगे, मीटिंग ऑफ कर दें सर। मीटिंग ऑफ हो गया है सर। अब हम निकल रहे हैं, बाहर निकल रहे हैं सर। ठीक है, हेलो हेलो, थैंक यू ऑल टू ज्वाइन, थैंक यू।
गूगल में सेमिनार खत्म
ये कब से ही बंद हो गया मीटिंग, क्या है देखिए ना। हाँ बंद हो गया होगा, उस समय बंद नहीं किए, तब से यही आ रहा है। काट दें इसको, यही आ रहा है।
ज्वाइन कीजिए ना फिर से, रिटर्न टू होम स्क्रीन
कोई रिमूव कर दिया, बोलो। अभी हम देखे, बहुत देर से हम भी नहीं देखे, अभी देखे तो हम।
वही खाली स्क्रीन में उससे आ रहा था।
हाँ QWR,
हेलो ठीक है, तो सॉफ्ट कॉपी तो भेज दिए हैं, तो करेक्शन करके हमको भी भेज दीजिएगा। हाँ मगर वाला देख रहे हैं। तो पूर्णिया वाला तो है ना, कॉपी नहीं मिलता। हाँ हाँ, उसको अति संलग्नक हम कर रहे हैं। हाँ हाँ, गढ़ वाली बात कर रही है।
खत्म हो गया लगता है क्या मीटिंग?
हाँ तो हो सकता है नहीं आ रहा है, खत्म हो गया।